Hello, you're welcome to the first of the series that I'm going to be calling My Daily Highlights. So, in this series, I'll be talking about something that made me reflect during the day. So, it could be a book, it could be a movie, it could be a podcast, or anything that really caught my attention and made me really reflect during the day. So I would be talking about it and trying to deconstruct or explain ideas that I had during the day and or also my experience, because I believe this life is very finite, right? It's very temporal, and our experience are really what um, makes us human, and is something that can even be related to or relatable to even generations to come. And creating a digital form of this experience is very, very, very important and could be very invaluable to the coming generation. People who would wonder how we lived during our time, or what we thought about, or or the kind of mind that we have and all of that. So several reasons. Also because I also want to improve on my ability to express my ideas, because I feel like I could do so much better, when it comes to um, my my articulation of my thoughts. I can explain myself much more better, and I believe putting myself in front of the camera and trying to explain thoughts in my head, would do um would do so much good to me, and my ability to explain myself and express myself. So, pardon me if I'm not at the point yet, but I believe with constant practicing, I'm hoping I can do this every day, and constant practice and all of that. I hope I would be much more fluent, in expressing my ideas, and would also improve my diction too. Yeah, that being said, today I want to talk about how difficult it is to get anything done. You know, there's so many things that come to mind when I want you when I just said that right now. There's so many things that comes to mind. How difficult it is to get anything done. Me making this video is a testament to that. I I was really troubled about the perfect camera, the perfect angle, the perfect time. I live in a very noisy place. There are about five churches all around, and one way or the other, one person is doing one service, and it's always so loud and so noisy. There's so many churches. I mean, it's Nigeria, and so many churches are around. So much noise. The light situation. I mean, there's no light right now. Like, there's so many things that there are just so many things working against the idea that I had to create content. And I felt if I continued to make excuses, if I continued to think about, oh, because of this, I would not do this. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to start anyhow. We are going to put on the camera, whether there's light or not, whether the camera angle is perfect or not. I'm going to put on the camera, I'm going to talk, and I'm going to try to do this every day. And I'm hoping I can be accountable to myself. And I don't know if anybody's going to watch this. But so the difficulty of birth is what I I really could think about today, and I'm relating how difficult it is to um, give birth, the process of labor and how difficult it is to give birth. And I was creating, I was trying to relate the difficulty of birth to the difficulty of getting anything done. It's just so similar. It just seems like everything that can go wrong would go wrong. When you're trying to achieve something, or um, when you're trying to get something done, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And I think it's also very important to put that into perspective when you're trying to achieve a goal, right? It helps to think about the possible outcomes, the possible different outcomes, and also like plan ahead, and plan in case of different eventualities. And it's important to be able to think that complexly, and oh, what comes to mind for me right now is how you could end up um in a what do you call this thing, thinking paralysis. There is a word for it, right? When you just keep on thinking, you just keep on thinking and you don't actually act. You can find yourself in that cave, or in that ditch, trap. I think trap is the right word to use there. You can find yourself in that trap of thinking of different outcomes and not actually acting. You know, it's also a uh, it's a valid experience, or it's something that can really happen to you if you're someone who likes to think of possibilities, right? So it's important to think enough, right, of different outcomes, and just act anyhow, even if things are not right, even if things look like they might go bad, right? It's just important to just do it, because I mean, life is really short, and that's one thing that I think has just propelled me here, right? I'm just thinking, yeah, you know, life is so short, and one thing I would regret when I am old is, the idea of what if I had started that thing, you know, what would be different. So as much as possible, um, start whatever you want to start, and I'm hoping this video, you know, would inspire you to do that. Things that would go bad will go bad. The light might not be on. People might not agree with what you have to do, but if it's something you really want to do, just go for it. Go for it. And apart from the lights and all of that, in fact, I'm so busy right now. I could literally excuse myself out of doing this. I'm at the moment I'm trying to land, a better role, um, for work. At the moment, I'm also a student, in an open university online. At the moment, I'm also trying to, I don't know if I should say everything I'm planning to do, online, but I'm also working on some other things, and I've always wanted to do content creation. At first, it was um, more of what do you call it? Um, Poetry or spoken words, in which I have a lot of spoken words I've written, and I've not created the content to post, but I've written so many down. So I first started with spoken words, and I think last year I started this series of um that's 1 minute, see you tomorrow. But I wanted something longer and something about me, and also something that the coming generation can look at and see and understand about, and get a glimpse of how we lived during our time and how we thought, and also to create like an African voice. I feel like there are so many people creating content. I think to say to create an African voice um, about some things that I really think about, that I think I I assume that not so many. I don't want to say Africans. I think that's stereotypical, and I should not be saying that. Yeah. I would need to be very careful with with my words and also my choice of words here too, because it's public space, and I don't want to create. I don't want to make blank statements. It's very important not to do that and just do that. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it's not too long, and I hope that you take something away from it. You take something away from this video, especially about how no matter how difficult, or no matter how, yeah, difficult is the word, yeah, no matter how difficult it is to start whatever you're trying to start, just start regardless. Start it anyhow. Start it without preparation. Just start. And yeah, I hope you figure it out, as time goes on. Thank you so much. I don't know how many minutes this video is right now, but see you on the next one.